Welcome to This Week in Real Estate. I'm Sloan Brown.
I'm Lee Tessier from Tessier Real Estate.
So we're looking at a new year. What can you tell us? What are you expecting?
Hard to believe.
Look into your crystal ball.
2020 already. I think of Jim Rohn and they're like, all right, what happened in the last 10 years are probably going to happen this next 10 years. You know, it's not super exciting. We get some trends, but I think that we'll have a good year overall. It is election year, so just know towards September things are going to change a little bit. September, October.
How does an election year affect
people? They worry about the economy. So they're worried about what's the future going to bring, and now you get presidency changing, regulations change, stuff like that. Some people worry about it, and some people don't.
So what happens to that? What happens to the housing market?
Sometimes nothing, it stays the same. And sometimes you get a little bit erratic or it slows down during that period of time. So just know that, you know, if you're looking to buy or sell and it's September, October, and November, and things are like what's a little quirky, it's election time. So just know that that's going to come up. So you're going to hear enough bantering, I'm sure, online, and the good and the bad and the ugly. But the beginning of the year, spring market should be busy as always. They say it's going to be a harsh winter. So just know through the winter time, you deal with different things when you're selling a house, such as make sure your heat's on so you don't have any frozen pipes. That'll cause bad future for you.
You think?
Things you don't think about. If we get some snow and an appraisal is scheduled to do it, they're scheduled to come out on appraisal and you have snow on your roof, they got to come back and wait once there's no snow on the roof and take pictures of it too. So some of that stuff, because the appraisers look at, or when it goes to underwriting, they're looking at photos of the roofs and stuff of that sort too, along with rooms in every house, but roof's a big thing. So things we don't think about that come into play. That's not so much prediction for 2020, but hey, these are things as you're going through, and depending on when you sell, if we do have a harsh winter like they're predicting, that could affect us. And then when does the spring market start? Sometime like this past year got busy in February. We may not get busy till the end of March, beginning of April, depending on how cold it is and how snowy it is.
When the weather starts to warm up, so do the sales.
Correct.
So does the housing market.
Correct. Usually, most people have filed their income taxes by that springtime, so they know what they're getting in income. So that with that first-time home buyers buying, that move-up buyer can move, and then the upsizing one can move. So all that stems generally from that first-time home buyer. One of the other things that's kind of quirky, I was watching some older videos, and Dave Ramsey and Tony Robbins and Mark Cuban were like different ones I was watching. They were talking about school debt. So the kids, you know, with kids getting so much school debt, so all that's pushing and affecting that first-time home buyer being able to buy. So that's part of the reason they are renting and all the other things. They don't have enough cash, or they're just starting to get a job. They're not making the income. Now they're having to pay back school debt. So all that comes into play for, well, I think it'll affect us some in 2020. I think it's going to be a pretty good market overall. It's going to be getting more back to a balanced market, not as much of a buyer or seller market. It's going to be pockets as there is right now. Certain stuff there's low inventory on and it'll sell right away. The higher the price point, slower it is. Unless it's a deal. So just some of the things that we'll see coming up.
But you're not seeing anything really drastic.
No, they keep saying a recession, possibly 2020, but I don't think it's going to be a major recession. I've talked to a couple financial people at T. Rowe Price and stuff of that sort, and they said overall they think it's going to be good too. So, and I'm hearing the same thing on the real estate industry, is we may get a little bit of a blip, if anything, is going to be minor. And they've been talking about it for about a year, hearing that they're saying that on the financial end and stocks and bonds and stuff of that sort. They're hearing, again, not a major, like, oh my God, the sky is falling. I don't foresee that coming up. So we'll see what happens in a year from now when we go back and watch this video. To see how accurate I was. But I think
check back with you.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
all right.
Lee.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.